What's up, everyone? This is Ace the Third, and today we're gonna do something different. Today, actually, we're gonna show you something. Okay, something very important, actually. It's called Pokemon Synergy. Now, you're probably wondering, what is Pokemon Synergy? Well, that's a pretty easy and basic question to answer. Synergy, in general, the term synergy means two things working together. Basically, the same two things working together, basically to accomplish, a task. Basically, that means kind of like you're having two Pokemon that will basically defend themselves very good. This would be something like, well, I will show you an example actually with a Ludicolo and an Aggron. Now you're probably wondering, like, Ace, those are two totally different Pokemon. How in the world can they defend themselves? Well, I'll just show you how. Okay. So anyway, so I have this battle right here. Contains a couple of some moves that I've been using. So all right. So basically, Ludicolo and Aggron. So basically, this first turn, Brendan sent out a Kyogre, and now that you see, he sent out a Skarmory. Now, stop. Now we gotta think for a second, actually. Basically, what do you think the problem is here? Ludicolo has a set, number of weaknesses, one being, of flying. So what do? You switch out into your Aggron, which is actually 4x times resistant to flying. Basically, that will not do a lot to Aggron at all, because it's resistant. One by one. So like that. Now, Brendan is probably going to switch into something that, can take out this Aggron since he really can't do much. So basically, he goes into Kyogre. So now you're like, what are you going to do? So let's think about it for a second. Aggron is 2 times weak to water. So what do? You switch into Ludicolo, which can easily take the water attack. As you can see, Ludicolo can easily take the Surf, even though there's rain up, because it's 4 times resistant to water. So Brendan is now getting super annoyed at us right now, so he goes into his Weezing, so he's looking to poison us. And as we all know, Ludicolo, since it's a grass type, is 2 times weak to poison. So what do? You switch out into Aggron, which is immune to poison typing, which means none of your Pokemon will be taking any damage whatsoever. And Brendan is just utterly pissed at us. Oh my god, he is just gonna kill us. So now Brendan is just getting utterly just embarrassed right now. So he goes into a Groudon. Now we have to think about this for a second. Aggron is 4 times weak to ground. So what do? Be a dumbass and think you can stay on because Aggron has a very high base defense? No, if you do something like that, then you are utterly stupid. Or you just don't have anything good on your team, so that's why we're making this video. So logically, you would just switch out into your Ludicolo, because Ludicolo is 2 times resistant to a ground. So, but you're probably thinking for a second, like, Ace, why are you so stupid? Why don't I just bring a levitating Pokemon or bring something that flies? Well, I mean, yeah, you would probably switch into something like that could probably set up on this ground, and I know. But the thing is like, there aren't, like, for synergy purposes, there aren't a lot of Pokemon that can defend themselves perfectly as some, like, others do. Like with this Aggron right here, I could also be using something else, like a Gengar or a Mantine or something. Those things are like, those do like a couple more. They're perfect examples of things you could really just go into if you had nothing else or if you happen to have them on your team. But basically, for synergy purposes, for Pokemon that you really do not want, to die, or all your Pokemon in general, you have to find some sort of link. It probably wouldn't be the best link, but you should find like 6 Pokemon that would at least, go together within each other so that you do not have any issues with anything like that. But then again, that's mainly for if if you're a defensive player. If you're offensive, then go right ahead and do whatever you want. But basically, just know that you basically should not have Pokemon of the same typing on your team twice. Basically, because if something like super affects this one Pokemon and you want to go into something else, you can't go into that Pokemon because it's the same type and it's weak to something. So you have to think about that too. I mean, don't be dumb and bring a whole team of normal types or fighting types or whatever because you think that for whatever reason they're gonna do awesome. No, they're not. So anyway, let's keep on going. Basically, this earthquake is only going to be doing not a lot because Ludicolo is resistant and not very affected by ground. So basically, that's all the examples I have to show regarding those two Pokemon. But just know that they are plenty. Oh my goodness, there are many different combinations of Pokemon. Like, every Pokemon has another Pokemon it goes with. So, like, I'll give you a couple examples. Like this Kingdra right here. Like, as you know, Kingdra is, in fact, a water and a dragon typing. You know? So the only thing that it's weak to is dragon. Now, Kingdra would go good with something like this Fortress right here. As you know, Fortress is a bug and a steel typing, and the only weakness that it has is fire. So basically, you have a Fortress that will take the dragon moves for Kingdra because there's no 4x resistance to dragon, and then you have the Kingdra who will take the fire moves for Fortress. Another example would be something like Skarmory. Like, Skarmory is, as you know, is a steel and a flying typing, and you know that it has high defense. People think that it should go with something like Blissey because Blissey has high special defense, which is right in some instances, but when you're talking about weaknesses, no, it's not. So basically, a thing like this Skarmory right here would be going good with something like this Lanturn. Lanturn, as you know, is an electric and a water typing. That's okay, but a great thing about that is the fact that Lanturn has the ability to Volt Absorb, which makes electric type moves useless. So basically, this is a really good combination because basically, Lanturn can resist the fire moves that, you know, Skarmory is weak to, and it can also absorb the electric types that it's weak to also. And it's good for Lanturn because Skarmory can utterly avoid the ground typing because it's a flying type, and it can also 4 times resist the grass type moves that Lanturn is weak to. Oh my god. And one more example because I just love you guys so much. A Pokemon like Metagross or Jirachi. Basically, both of these Pokemon are Steel and Psychic typings. Now, that's a pretty good typing, but, you know, you're weak to a couple of things. So something like Jirachi or Metagross would go really good with something like Dragonite or Altaria or most likely Salamence, because all 3 of these Pokemon are Dragon and Flying type Pokemon. And basically, it's good for them because, like, Metagross and, like, Jirachi, like, resist Rock, resist Ice, and resist Dragon, while Altaria, Dragonite, and Salamence all are immune to ground and resist fire, which is what both of them are weak to. So basically, synergy is things like that. Like I said, Pokemon that work together that can defend themselves and work together in various ways. There are a lot of other ones, you know, just try to experiment and find them out for yourself. There's, you know, other things you can do and find that out. But anyway, so, yeah, that's basically about it. Basically, thank you guys for watching. This was my guide on synergy. I hope you guys can learn to make teams better, along with OMG Hyde's video on team making, and think about this also. So, combine the two, you will create an almost perfect Pokemon team. So, thank you again for watching, and be sure to subscribe to him, and subscribe to me, you know, to read the description, all that stuff. Rate, comment, subscribe, you know, do all that other stuff too. And, you know what, have a wonderful day. Have any questions, you can message me about it, and be sure to join my Hamachi network. Okay, guys? Alright, bye.